Hi guys, so today I'm just going to talk to you guys about what minimalism kind of means to me. So I think I touched on this kind of topic in one of my declutters a few weeks back, and somebody made a comment that how I had described my relationship with minimalism at this moment in time, they kind of felt the same. It kind of resonated with them on how I'd talked about it. So I thought, well, why not make a dedicated video as to what minimalism means to me? I am way off what you would call a traditional minimalist. I've got excessive amounts of stuff in some areas of my life, but then I have got minimal amounts of stuff in other areas of my life. And it's only been like the last 3 to 4 months that me and John have really decided to try and minimize the amount of stuff that we have. I don't actually use the word minimalism, really. We are trying to simplify our lives. But I think the terms really kind of overlap each other. For me, personally, minimalism is about simply getting rid of the excess. I know that technically I could live with 3 pairs of trousers and 5 tops and 2 dresses or whatever the combination is, but I love clothing and I refuse to throw out perfectly good clothing that I still enjoy wearing simply to try and have a minimal closet. But that being said, I am trying to simplify the amount of stuff that I do have. So for me, minimalism is more about simply reducing the unwanted, the unnecessary, the clutter, and like I said, the excessive stuff that you don't need. If you love it though, don't get rid of it. I'm very much that part of KonMari about only keeping what sparks joy was the bit that resonated. It really, really was the bit that resonated with me. So that is kind of the bit that I have taken across all of my declutters. Even though I haven't kept perfectly to the categories she says to, that bit of the KonMari is what stayed with me and what I kept in my mind every time I've done a declutter. To only keep things that I really love or that I really use or that I really, really need. And in a lot of cases, there's been lots of stuff that I don't really love and that I never use, and I've had no problem like detaching from them and giving them away. Sometimes it's harder with stuff that has an emotional connection, but again, if you're simply not using it, then is there any real point in keeping it? Like, really? I've kept a very, very small selection of more sentimental items, like very small selection compared to what I had. I had quite a lot of my like stuff that had come from my grandparents' homes, my grandmother's jewellery and things like that. So I've kept a small selection of items, mostly ones which I do use. Like if you saw my jewellery declutter, you'll have seen there were quite a lot of like vintage beads, vintage necklaces that my grandmother had, but I genuinely do wear them, so they've been kept. But I did find it's getting easier to let go of things. The more I start to declutter, the more I simplify our home, the more I am feeling able to let go of stuff. And I do think this is it's a journey. It's not something that's going to happen overnight, unless you are a very unsentimental person. And maybe if you don't even own a lot of stuff to start with. What is my dog doing? If you don't own a lot of stuff to start with and you're not sentimental, then maybe it'll be an easy journey for you guys. It'll be something quick. But I am finding that the more I chip away at stuff, the easier I am finding to let go of stuff. There's also been the time when I've done like the big declutter. I've done like the big job and I've let go of lots of stuff and gone, I really don't need it, and that's fine. And I've got it down to a smaller selection, but there's still a lot of it. And then like a month later, he's just knocked a pillow at me. A month later, I've looked over it again and realised actually there are a few items that I can still get rid of. So I do think this is like a constant progression. It's something that I'm gonna continue to chip away at until at some point it clicks and I realise actually I'm done. I love everything I have now. I've gotten it down to what I'm happy with. And maybe at that point, maybe that will be the point that I'm actually a minimalist, like by the traditional terms of minimalism. But I'm not there. But I still think I'm on a minimalism journey of simply trying to reduce the amount of stuff around me. But I don't think I will ever live in that house that only has 4 plates and 4 pairs of cutlery and 4 mugs, because that's all that we need to live in this house. But I think I'm reducing the amount of stuff we have to try and simplify our daily lives, to make it easier to live on a day-to-day basis, to make like it is, making decisions are easier, and I don't have so much cleaning to do because there's not as much stuff and there's less to tidy up. It's all those little things, which is what minimalism means to me, really. And then the other area of it is the stuff that you bring in. Again, it was another part of KonMari that kind of resonated, was the fact that once you get to that point of having less stuff, you want to bring less stuff into your home. So we are far more selective of what we buy. It's a little bit more difficult when you have a kid, I think. I definitely think that's a little bit more difficult, especially when other people buy things. So we are trying very hard to be specific with the grandparents about what they can buy, and we're trying not to have as much stuff brought in for him, but it is definitely harder with children. So I'm almost not as worried about what comes in for him as much as I am for us. Because I know he's only little for a short amount of time, so to let him enjoy what he is bought and he is given at the moment, and just as long as I can keep it organised and tidy into the small areas that we have, the area at the back of the living room and the area in his bedroom, as long as it keeps small and tidy into those areas and doesn't start encroaching on other space or causing too much clutter, I have less issue about what comes in for him. But I am more selective on what clothing I buy for him. I'm far more specific about what I purchase. My mum still does buy things. In fact, I've come home today with some stuff that she bought in the Debenhams sale, but I have zero interest in going to the Debenhams sale, even though she has tried to tempt me numerous times. You know, it's a really good sale, Chantal, there's lots there. Yeah, but he doesn't need anything at the moment, Mum. Really? Thanks. So yeah, I mean, he is going to need new clothes soon because he's about to size up again. In probably 2 months' time, he's going to size up, and I haven't purchased much in the next size at all. So I'll be looking secondhand first. Facebook is great for that. I picked up a load of like Next stuff, or like good quality stuff that was going to last a bit longer. But for us, we are purchasing far less stuff. I have bought very little clothing for myself in months and months and months now. I don't buy makeup. We haven't needed to buy toiletries for a very long time. We had a nice influx at Christmas that we were gifted, and to be honest, it will probably last us most of the year without having to buy toiletries. I don't think I'm going to need to buy any shower gel for me, probably close towards the end of the year, and even shampoo I'm not really going to need. I have one very large bottle of a specific shampoo that I've been using, and then I've got 2 smaller ones that I was bought at Christmas time, and they will probably last most of the year, even though I wash my hair almost daily. And the same goes for Elian. I probably have enough baby bath and baby shampoo and baby body wash to last the entire year, and I haven't I personally haven't bought any since he was born. So that tells you how much people bought you. So yeah, it's definitely, minimalism has definitely impacted on what we bring in to the house now, where we are far more conscious and far more specific about what we do bring in. We are aiming to bring in less, and what we do bring in, we are trying to make it more quality. Sometimes that doesn't mean that it's cheaper. Actually, usually it's the opposite. We are trying to bring more quality into the house rather than cheaper throwaway items. So yeah, that's it. That's all I kind of wanted to say today, guys. I just wanted to kind of talk to you guys about what minimalism was for me. Like I said, we're not traditional minimalists, as I think I like to say, but I think far more people in our generation now are trying to follow this more simplified life. I don't want to say simple life because that just makes me think of the TV program, which I am not. I am not growing my own fruit and veg, sorry guys, and sewing my own clothes. But it is this just trying to have less. I'm so much happier with less stuff around. I'm so much happier. And it's so much easier for me to find stuff when there's less stuff around. And our home is more organised with less stuff around. We only live in a small house. It is not that big, and we love our little house. My mother does keep suggesting that we're going to need a big house soon. We're going to need a bigger house soon because we'll have another baby. And I honestly don't see it. Kids can share a room. I shared a room with my sister for quite a number of years. Why she suddenly thinks this is not a good idea. We have a small house. It's a little 2-bed. Yes, my bedroom is pretty big in standards of bedrooms. I will give you that, guys. But that's purely how the layout of the house was. We can survive in this house for quite a number of years. It's really not going to be an issue until they really need to have a separate bedroom each, which I mean they don't have to have at any point, but you know, it might come at some point that we'll have 2 kids and they will want a bedroom each. But our little house, as long as we can keep the amount of stuff in it under control and have less stuff and keep it organised, then we won't need to have a bigger house for quite a number of years. And I like that. I like that that's not going to have to happen for a number of years because I love my little house. So yeah, minimalism hopefully will help us stay in this house longer by just having it more organised and less cluttered and simpler. That's it really. For us, minimalism is simplifying our lives, having a simpler life, having less clutter, but still having stuff that we love around us. You know, you can see my necklace collection going on here. But I love all those. I love them all. But I probably won't buy a new one. Possibly ever. Maybe if I've got a special occasion that I have to wear it with a dress, or most likely the only time I will get new ones is if I am gifted them. So, you know, I'm fine with that. I'm cool with it. It's changed me so much. The last few months has changed my outlook on so many things, possessions and stuff and how we live. It's changed a lot in the last few months. And I don't know whether it's my age, because I've turned 30. Actually, I turned 31 soon, guys. I don't know whether it's got something to do with that, but me and John just kind of made the decision that we wanted a simpler life. And that's it. So before I get all melancholy about things, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, hit subscribe and join our little Life Sorted community. We are growing fast and I love it. So it shows that there's lots of people out there that have either are already following a similar lifestyle or are interested in a similar lifestyle. So please chat, talk to each other, talk to me, leave me comments, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye.